Hey girls, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a date night get ready with me. I haven't done one of these videos in so long, and the last one I did really good. I think the vibes just feel right. I love date nights. I love girl nights. There is nothing funner than getting ready like with a purpose. Like you know that you're going to go on a date after this and you can use all your extra products, your good perfumes, your lotions, the glitter, literally everything. So today we did switch it up a little bit. We did the eyes first, and I also did like a full coverage matte B, and I haven't done this in so long. I'm so used to doing my like quick girl, clean girl base makeup that today I'm obsessed, and I feel like I might be reverting back to my 2016 ways. So if you guys want to hang out with me, if you guys are also doing date night or you're just getting ready for work, school, cleaning your room, whatever you're doing, put me on in the background and let's hang out. Whenever I'm getting ready for date night, I really like to make sure that my under eyes are hydrated. So I'm going to start with this Belief Aqua Bomb Lifting Eye Cream. You actually just pop this little button right here, and then the product comes out of the top right there. So honestly, whenever I'm getting ready for date night, I just like to use things that make me feel like I'm doing that extra step and just make me feel cutesy and girly, because in my opinion, there is nothing funner than getting ready for girls' night or date night. It is just so fun to me and it feels so extra. It's like the time where you can pull out all of your extra products and really use them. You know, grab a little drink, sit down, play a YouTube video in the background, music, whatever you want. So I'm gonna go in with these eye patches. I've actually never heard of this brand. It's called ESW Beauty. If these make me break out in hives, I'm going to be pissed because I have very sensitive skin. I think I mentioned this before, but if I use like face masks from Lush, you know Lush uses like literal real ingredients in their face mask and stuff, I will break out in hives. So I'm kind of worried that this might be like that. It says they're depuffing and hydrating with green tea and niacinamide. Okay, I actually never know which way eye patches are supposed to look. Also, they do not smell like matcha or strawberry, which is really nice. I feel like that is my first indicator that something is just going to immediately make me break out in hives. So far so good. And also they don't feel too slimy. I've had a lot of eye patches that I've used that the liquid that actually comes with it, you know, like the serum that is in the eye patches, is just so freaking intense that it just slides down your face. And there is nothing more infuriating or overstimulating than trying to do your eye makeup and then have eye patches sliding down your face at the same time. Don't piss me off. Do not piss me off right now. I like to keep it really simple when I'm doing eyeshadow, especially on date nights, because I'm just not in my eyeshadow era anymore. I don't know what it is. I feel like we're all kind of the same. Wow. Okay, I kind of put a lot of concealer on. To keep it very simple, I feel like when you're doing date night makeup, you should channel. Like imagine yourself in your highest form, and what does your makeup look like? Does it look like you're wearing a hot pink cut crease with glitter and super long wing liner? If it is, that's what we're doing for date night. If it's a little bit more on the natural side, that's what we're doing for date night. I feel like there's no right or wrong answer. It really is just whatever you feel good wearing. And honestly, for me, you guys are going to see the eyeshadow is very simple. That's why we're going to do it first, get it out of the way, get some lashes on, start feeling pretty, and then move on to the base. Because for me, I'm such a base girl. Like, you guys, if I could just do every single makeup tutorial with base, that's what I would do. I'm going to take this eyeshadow palette from Morphe. This is the Flickering Sands palette. It is absolutely gorgeous. And then I'm going to take a natural hair brush and I'm just going to start building up the crease. Normally I would just go in with bronzer in my crease and call it a day. But you know, a date night, it's time to pull out the extra products, take the extra time. Side note, the eye patches are feeling really good. They're sticking amazing and they don't burn. Thank God they don't burn. So we just took that middle shade right there. I think I'm gonna go in with this deeper like neutral shade and kind of just build that up on the outer corner. Normally I don't use concealer at all, so the fact that I'm using concealer right now, I actually do see the pigment building up so much nicer. And you know, that's just basic makeup knowledge. This is definitely going to be like my classic makeup that I always do. So I'm going to take this Makeup Forever Artist color pencil in the shade Limitless Brown. I do like to have it pretty sharp when I do the step just because I feel like it's so much easier. It's so much easier for me to actually draw the wing. I love using cream or you know, wooden pencils like this to start out the eyeliner, I feel like it's so much more forgiving. It's not as scary as going in with like a stark liquid liner. You know what I mean? And you can mess it up really fast and then it'll just mess up your whole mood. Whereas if you just take small strokes with a creamy pencil like this, I definitely highly recommend specifically this shade of brown and this sort of formula because it's not too slippy that it's going to transfer on your eye. If you use a pencil that is too creamy, it's probably going to transfer on your eye throughout the night, and that's just annoying. Okay, as you guys can see, the wing is not sharp at all. You don't have to worry about it. Let's just move on to the next eye. Kind of just get the shape of the wing on, and then we're going to go in with eyeshadow and really make it look sharp and snatched. There'll be random times where I'm doing my makeup and I just miss freelancing so much. I'm very like a creative, naturally, I'm very a creative person. So whenever I was freelancing a lot, I just felt like it was so fun to express my creativity through makeup on other people. And I loved, the main thing that I loved was seeing people's reaction after I finished their makeup. There is absolutely nothing like it. If you guys are makeup artists, like freelance makeup artists out there, you know, it's just the best feeling ever. And I think that's why I loved MAC so much too, because I just got to do so much makeup. Like it was such a fun job. And you know, sometimes I miss it. I've actually been thinking about Outer Spice now. I'm dipping in to this sparkly brown shade. It is so gorgeous. I love adding a little sparkle anywhere I can, especially on date night. I just imagine like we're in a dark lit dinner table and the light is shining specifically on me, like Morticia. And you can see like the little hints of sparkles that I added to my look. You know what? Nothing beats being a girl. I'm telling you. I feel like we take these little extra steps and we think about stuff that men just don't think about. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I do this for me too. That's what I feel like a lot of men don't understand. Like when they talk about girls who wear makeup or like take her swimming on the first date, blah, blah, blah. Do you think, please come in a little closer. Do you think I'm using 4 different eyeshadow palettes, specifically this brown one with the glitter, on my brown eyeliner to match my hazel eyes for you? I need to know. And if you think the answer is yes, you have a problem. Period. Okay, it's looking a little messy, but this is why it's so fun to do it with eyeshadow, because you get to kind of slap it on there and not be worried about it. And when I am getting ready for date night, the last thing that I need to be is stressed. So I'm just gonna whack this brown eyeliner on, and then we're gonna clean it up with a concealer brush. There's absolutely nothing on this brush. I'm just gonna kind of use it to diffuse the line, but I have reached out to a few of my favorite freelance makeup artists out here in LA, and I think I want to do, I don't know if I want to do a little series or just like some TikTok videos. You guys have to let me know down in the comments below, but I want to get my makeup done by them so I can see how other people see my face. I think it's so interesting how different makeup artists interpret different features and faces. Like even myself, I could have the same client as another makeup artist and do their makeup completely different. And actually, fun fact, I've never had my makeup done by another makeup artist. Actually, yes, I have, and I hated it. And it was for a photo shoot one time. It was like a brand photo shoot, and it was really stressful, and I think that traumatized me. But I feel like the makeup artists that I reached out to, like I actually like their work, and they are like industry friends of mine. So a little bit of concealer on the brush that I use to carve out my brows, and I'm gonna go right underneath the wing. It's okay if you get a little bit on the eye patch, because this on the top of the eye patch, and that's not even touching your skin. This can look a little stark. Honestly, I kind of like it to look a little bit intense, especially when you get to the base. You kind of already have that layer of concealer, and you don't have to worry about getting too close to your eyeliner that you mess it up. And you get to clean up your eyeliner. Do you see how much more snatched that looks? Also, I have been trying to finish this REM Beauty Pot Concealer for years. I'm not kidding. I think probably, I'm not kidding, over like 2.5 years or 2 years, I have been trying to finish this. I use it every single time I do my brows to carve them out, because there are certain little things that I'm just so deeply determined to finish, and that for some reason is one of them. Next, we have to add some shimmer to the eyes. You know me, no makeup look, no body look, no nothing is complete without shimmer. I have been loving the Urban Decay Moon Dust eyeshadow topper, whatever you want to call it. This is in the shade Space Cowboy. This is a lot deeper, I would say. Like it has a little bit of a base compared to my also favorite Fenty How Many Carats. If you want to look a little bit more silvery and like a lot more sparkly, I highly recommend my girl here. It has a little bit of a base, as you can see. It doesn't come off orange like that, but I don't want my eyeshadow to look bright, if that makes sense. I want it to look subdued, and I feel like the base of this eyeshadow kind of tones down that concealer that we laid down first, and it is just so pretty. I hope that you guys can see it. Very important, I'm gonna take a brown cream liner. This is waterproof from Revlon, and I'm going to tightline right underneath my lashes. This makes a huge difference. I also find that it transfers just a little bit on my waterline throughout the night, and it kind of adds to look. I don't know how to describe it. I do not like when I put like waterline, and it came back off, and it went back off. You guys, my cat has been chewing on that cord, so it goes off randomly. But anyways, let me fix that in a second. I like that it kind of transfers onto my waterline a little bit. I don't like when I immediately put liner on the waterline. I don't know what it is. I just feel like I look so weird with eyeliner, mascara, eyeshadow on my bottom lash line, and that's exactly why I need to get my makeup done, because I just need somebody else to do it for me. Somebody else take the reins. I feel like I am way too obviously like in control of my makeup, and I just don't step outside the box because I feel like my makeup looks really good a certain way, and I need for somebody to slap it out of me and do something different on me, because oh my gosh. Lashes are on. I did a little bit of a half lash. I actually put half underneath and then I put half on top just to add like a little bit of a depth. I'm gonna add some mascara later. I just like to do it at the end, so if there's any powder or anything that falls in my lashes, we can get it off. Also, if you guys can see, I have a little bit of a lisp right now. I did apply these whitening strips. These are the ones that I use. My boyfriend is actually the one who uses them, and his teeth are extraordinarily white. Like, they're actually insane. So the key with these is that you just have to be consistent. I also cut them in half. So the actual little strip right here, I cut in half. These eye patches feel like they have solidified to my face. Oh my gosh, that feels indescribable to take off. I have lately been using this Glow Finish makeup setting spray by Urban Decay. They did come out with this whole thing with Scandinavia. If you guys didn't know, Scandinavia is actually the one who made the original Urban Decay all-nighter setting spray. If you look on the back of your old bottle right now, it'll say Urban Decay by Scandinavia. Well, I guess I think like L'Oreal sold, Urban Decay sold to L'Oreal or something like that, and they kicked Scandinavia out of the picture. Yeah, so they repackaged everything and they came out with like a whole, what's it called, like marketing thing or whatever. But anyways, I love this specific one for prep because it has glycerin, and glycerin just helps your makeup stick to your face. For date night, I love to look poreless. That is one thing about me. I like to look glowy, as you guys can see, but if you guys have enlarged pores or texture, whenever you add a glow to your face, everything else is going to be enlarged as well. So I don't know if you guys can see, my pores are actually looking insane. These are 2 new primers from Hard Candy, and you get so much product in these. My friend Juicy Jazz actually used this one in her latest video, and she really liked it. So let's try to use one of these. This one says it's a soft focus finish, visibly reduces pores and fine lines. And this one is called the Smooth On Lock Primer. It evens texture and smooth fines lines. So honestly, what is the difference? I have no idea, but we're going with this one because this is the one she used and she really liked it. So let's do half of our face and see if it makes a difference. On my forehead specifically, girl, I have been going back and forth between getting Botox recently and not getting it. I am 26 years old, but I do feel like my forehead wrinkles, yeah, they're there. I'm a very expressive person, so I've been trying to figure out, like, should I go and get some more? I've had it before. I think I've had it like 2 or 3 times before, and I do love it. But ever since getting my rhinoplasty, sometimes I feel like I need to chill out on all the other stuff that I do because things can start looking overly fake. There is nothing natural about the way that this nose looks, but sometimes I feel like I just need to tone down the extra stuff. I honestly haven't even got my lips done. I haven't got my lips retouched in forever. In my injector, Jennifer, she actually texted me. She's texted me multiple times saying, like, do you want to come in for a touch up? And I really trust her opinion. So, you know, that's how I know I'm really taken a step back. Okay, wow. I definitely see a difference in person. I hope you guys can see a difference. It definitely blurred my pores. Like I can feel that light layer of product over my skin. So I know that when I put my foundation over top, it's just gonna glide over. So, you know, should we try to use, you know what? Let me not mess around. Let me just put this one on the other side and call it a day. So we're gonna go in with the MCO Beauty Flawless Filter. I do prefer a deeper shade. I was trying to get more shade like this because I'm bronzy and I wanna kind of play into that bronzy vibe, but I guess we'll just add in some more bronzer. It's fine. So this product specifically, I like to use for its glow purposes, but I also like to kind of use it as a base thinner. So I'm going to be using the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint. This is in the shade 120. I also love my Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth, but I just haven't used this one in a long time. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of this product. It is pretty full coverage. So if you guys are looking for like a full coverage skin tint that's very lightweight, you guys will love this. Because for me specifically, I do not need a lot of coverage in my base alone. And this base is looking absolutely fabulous. Yeah. You guys, when it comes to date night, I need for my base, like my actual skin, to just look flawless. There's something about it. There is something about it. Also, the skin tint is super long wearing. It's called the 24-hour skin tint. I don't even know why it's called skin tint, girl. I definitely feel like it falls more in the category of foundation rather than skin tint, but date nights, you need something long wearing, and make sure that it's not going to transfer while you eat or do anything else. The base is looking absolutely perfect. I haven't done my eyes in a long time first, so I feel like right now I'm really able to focus on the base, whereas normally when I do the base first, I don't know why, although it's my favorite, I feel like I do kind of rush through it. So I'm actually really happy that I started with the eyes first. I'm gonna do a little bit of color corrector just because I just want to do everything under my eyes. Like I said, it's date night, it's time to do all the extra stuff. It's one of my favorite under eye correctors. It is so gorgeous, very lightweight and very brightening. This is in the shade Magic. It's from Kosas. And then I'm just gonna take a little brush. Normally I use a sponge to blend out my under eye concealer, but when it comes to corrector, I like to have like a designated brush like this. It's great coverage. It's truly Kosas. Yeah, she did her big one with that one. This tiny Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is a very light shade, so I'm gonna use the smallest. And then I am almost done. This is literally like so dirty and everything because it is almost just completely gone, but it's such a good concealer for under the eyes. My MCO Beauty Brighten and Perfect. I'm gonna use this to kind of make the concealer go a little bit longer and also tone down that color because this is in the shade Light to Fair, and I feel like it's gonna tone down the intensity of Tarte Shape Tape. Oh my gosh, feels so good under the eyes. Normally I would let my concealer sit for a little bit longer, but Tarte Shape Tape is pretty unforgiving. Yeah, you do not want to let Tarte Shape Tape sit for a long time under your eyes. Wow. Now, you guys also know that I loved the contour camo liquid. That thing is so good. But again, trying not to use it on camera. I'm trying to be intentional with the products that I use. Honestly, I have so many products too, so I don't know why I just keep using stuff like that when I don't need to be. But these are the two that I've been going back and forth with recently, the Rare Beauty in the shade Happy Soul and Light Medium in Makeup by Mario. He did repackage his stuff. It almost honestly looks exactly the same, but if you guys know that in the past he was having issues with the packaging not being able to like roll up or something like that. So let's just go in with a little bit of Makeup by Mario. So pretty. You know, when you're going out, girls' night, whatever it is, in the nighttime, it is time to do your layers. Do all of your creams first, set everything with powder after. Makes the biggest difference, especially, I say all the time, but if you guys are content creators or you like to take photos, you have to start using cream bronzer, cream blush, and like brightening concealers on your base first before you set it with powders. If you're just using like a powder blush and a powder bronzer, I promise you your makeup is not gonna look snatched in pictures. You have to start adding depth to your makeup, and I feel like the easiest way to do that is with creams, because if you just load up with powders, like trying to make it look darker with depth, it's gonna get muddy. So if you do thin layers, of cream products first and then go in with your powder products to set at the very, very end, girl, I promise you it is going to look professional AF. Cream blush, I have been loving this. I actually picked it up in my Ulta haul if you guys have watched that. So if you guys wanted to see some of the products being used, today is the video. This is in the shade Petal. It's a hybrid blush, so it's like a powder and a cream. Very interesting. I just use a dense brush like this. This is the Morphe 201. I apply it as a cream and it works. Look at that. It's stunning. It's beautiful. I remember I saw Nikki Tutorials review the shade Winter Kiss 2.0 and she said it wasn't pigmented. And she's like, what the heck? Where's the pigment? And I said, no, because Kylie Cosmetics, they have some hidden gems. Okay, you guys know I have talked about their skin tint. It's literally right here. It's so good. It is so, so good. And I feel like for some reason, I just had a hunch. I had a hunch this was going to be good. And it is. I think you should just use it more as a cream than a powder or like a layering cream, because this looks so pretty when it's layered on top of powders as well. This is gorgeous. The only thing I'm a little worried about is, if you guys can see, I'm kind of worried about it starting to get hard pan, and I've only used it like, I don't even know, maybe like 4 times, including today. So I am a little bit worried. Blend everything out. I do kind of want to use this for some reason. I'm going to do 2 dots. This is Ube Cream. Oh, it smells so good. From Huda Beauty. Such a pretty color, especially because I am more on the fair side. I mean, I am self-tanned right now, but in general, I am pretty fair. So I feel like whenever she comes out with like her baby pink colors, they all lean peachy on me. So this one, it literally looks lavender, but on me, it finally looks like that coquette baby pink that everybody's talking about. You see that? You see what I'm talking about? I don't know what it is. Color Theory, something, but it looks bomb. Also taking a different brush just to make sure the 2 colors don't get lost in each other and that baby pink really like sits on top of my cheeks. You guys, I do not know what took me so long to try out this L'Oreal Infallible powder. It is absolutely one of the best powders, high and low end, that I have ever tried. I got the shade pink. It took me so long, one, because it's always sold out. Literally, well, yeah, I feel like Shelby Ann is the one who really put us on to this powder. And I just thought, you know, sometimes when things are overhyped on social media, I'm like, there's no way it's that good. Bestie, this powder is that good. I thought that nothing could top the Morphe powder at the drugstore. Even the Morphe powder, when I first tried it, I would still place it in my top 5 favorite all-time powders. And in my head, I'm like, okay, Morphe just got lucky. There's absolutely no way that another drugstore brand could come out with a powder just as good. This L'Oreal powder, you guys, I'm telling you, it is so good. And there's so many pink powders out there that are just way too dark for us fair skinned girls. Not this one. Also, there are deeper shades. So if you have a deeper complexion, they have deeper shades. I think just the formula of this is absolutely stunning. L'Oreal Infallible is a brightening powder, so I just use this in the places that I want to brighten or highlight. Center of the face, under the eyes. Now I'm going to go in with the One Size powder. This is a lot deeper, as you guys can see on me. Sometimes it does tend to like oxidize a little bit, but I don't really mind because we're going to use this to set the rest of our face, and we're also going to use like bronzer and whatnot, so I'm not too worried about it. Just going to use this on a fluffy brush to really set down my forehead, and we're going to bring back the glow. Don't worry, we are bringing back the glow. You guys know me. I love a glowy base, but I feel like with date nights, I want to ensure that everything is really, really locked and loaded and it's not going anywhere. I don't want to have to worry about touch-ups. Normally, when I do my makeup, I always bring some form of touch-up because I use a lot of creams. Like, I just like that glowy skin-like sort of look. And to get that, I don't set my whole face like this. I also picked this up in my last Ulta haul. This is the Rem Beauty Bronzer in the shade Solar Storm. I'm going to use it with a super fluffy brush like this and kind of tap over everything, just because all those creams underneath, although we set it with the One Size powder, you just want to make sure you're not disrupting anything. If you use too hard of a motion, it can literally pick up the cream that you did underneath, and that's how things start looking patchy. So very light, you know, just kind of gently going over everything. I also love to bronze my chin just because my body is so, I was gonna say naturally tan. It's not naturally tan, it is self-tan, but I like to make sure that everything looks nice and cohesive. Always, always bring your foundation down your neck, under your jaw, on the sides of your face right here. Don't ever forget. Don't ever forget that. Also, I wanted to mention that these two formulas right here are so similar. I wonder who owns REM, like who manufactures. Do they manufacture in the same lab as L'Oreal? Because the L'Oreal Infallible Bronzer in this one, they're so like soft, and I feel like they're pretty loosely packed in the pan. They do have a lot of kick up, both of them, which I don't mind. Remember when that was the thing where like everybody hated kick up? Girl, I don't care. I literally don't care. But I feel like, yeah, they're both very similar, both very pigmented. So if you have been wanting to try this out and you don't want to spend the price tag on it, genuinely, I believe that these are the same thing. The same thing. I'm a makeup junkie, so I will gladly have both. But yeah, just so you know. Just so you know. Okay, now we're going to go back in with the same Kylie blush. And we're going to go over top, almost kind of like underneath where that baby pink is, just because I love the look of that. Like, I love how intense that looks. I'm gonna keep it pretty far back, but also wrap it around my temples here so everything matches. Stunning, gorgeous. It's such like a pretty formula. I don't know how they did it. I really hope that it does not get hard pan on me, because honestly, if it gets hard pan, it is not worth it to me at all, because what, you can only use it 4 times and then you can't use it anymore? That is annoying. I remember doing a video about this Kosas powder when it first came out. Now, I do not like this. Wait, I'm gonna break a nail. Pause. I do not like this completely under the eyes. Like, to use this as a baking powder, absolutely not. It is a little bit shiny, if you guys remember in the video where I tried out. It does have a little bit of a sheen, very similarly to the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. But since we did do that baby pink at the ends, I'm going to kind of set it down over here. It has the slightest pink tint when you do it over top of another powder. If you use this straight on like wet concealer, it is definitely going to come out more pink, but I do like this more as a specialty powder, not so much as like a full-on baking powder. I take my powders very seriously. Okay, brows are done. I always use the Anastasia brow powder, and then I use a little bit of the Maybelline Super Lock just to lock everything in place. Now I'm taking this really light cream shade right here and applying it on the inner corner, and wow, is this so pigmented. I don't know what the F I was expecting. Sometimes cream shades are a little hard to make. My favorite one that I've ever found is actually from the Carly Bible palette from Anastasia, and that is light years old, okay? Also, I realized that I never started a timer when I put my whitening strips on, so I'm kind of scared that my teeth are gonna be like ultra sensitive when I take them off. And I feel like I should take them off now, and I still haven't. Now that all my base is on and everything, I just kind of go back in and polish everything up with the eyeshadow, just because, you know, sometimes powder and whatnot can kind of fall in your eyes. A little bit of a liquid liner and go right in the inner corner here, just because we are wearing half lashes. Every single time I do it, I regret it every single time. So I'm just taking a little bit of whatever is left over on this brush, probably some bronzer or whatever, and applying that on my lower lashes. Okay, took off the whitening strips. I'm trying to see if the air hitting them is gonna hurt, because I genuinely do not know how long they were on. I really don't. I'm gonna apply a second layer of this brow gel. This brow gel is amazing. If you put 2 to 3 layers, it gets super strong holds. So if you really like for your brows to stay in place, do 2 to 3 layers. When it comes to date night, I feel like there's always little things that you could pay attention to that really make a difference. And I always tell you guys this, but make sure that when you're done with your setting spray and powders, to go back over your jewelry if you're wearing it while you're getting ready and clean it off. Jaclyn Hill is actually the one who taught me this, and I have never not done it. This is a new package from Morphe. They just came out with new lip liners and lipsticks. So they have these lip pencils. These are like matte lipsticks. You know, I don't really use lipsticks anymore, but what I'm very excited about, I don't know where that pencil went, but what I'm very excited about is at the bottom here, they have all new lip pencils. I really hope that they did not reformulate it, because their original formula is so amazing, like so creamy. It's perfect. And I do see, obviously, they switched up the packaging a little bit, so I'm gonna be really sad if the formula is different. I'm actually gonna be angry. This shade specifically is called Girl Talk, and this is intriguing me. I need to know if it is going to be like ultra pink on my lips, or is it gonna look a little neutral. So oh, that is very pretty. Definitely more on the pink side. I think that first initial layer, like when you get a brand new pencil, it does feel a little bit dry, but I can see as I'm moving it back and forth, it does warm up a little. So I hope that it's just like that initial dryness and it's not fully like always dry. Okay, we also have this shade, which is Makeup Talk, and everybody loves the shade. It's sold out. I think Tana, there was like some controversy that it was like her favorite shade. They were supposed to do some sort of like collab together. They didn't. And then recently I saw that she's coming out with a collab with Tarte for lip liner. So I'm like, that's very interesting. Let's do them side by side. This one feels so much more creamy. Interesting. Do you guys like better? Wow, Makeup Talk looks... Oh, this is sweet tea. It was in the wrong area. I picked up sweet tea. I was gonna say, this looks really warm. Here's Makeup Talk. I love sweet tea too though. Sweet tea is such a good shade. Okay, I mixed Makeup Talk and Girl Talk together. These two shades, like a little bit of pink and a little bit of brown. Like I said, I've been trying to lean more into the pinks recently. I feel like it looks better. In my head, I'm used to using a more like brown or even like cool tone shades. So I feel like I'm trying to get on that side of things. My go-to combo lately, L'Oreal Worth It lip gloss. This is the Hyaluron Plumping Lip Oil, but it feels more like a gloss. Love her. And then the Laneige Strawberry Sprinkles. This is really odd for me. I normally always use a setting spray, but I ran out of my favorite one size Altamont setting spray, and that is the setting spray that I would typically use on a night out because it has this film. It literally lays a film over your face and you don't have to worry about like touching your face. It's like that extra layer of protection, but it doesn't mess with the finish of your makeup. I feel like a lot of other setting sprays that I enjoy do mess with the finish of my makeup, and I really like the way that it looks right now. I was debating if I should go in with this Urban Decay All Nighter matte finish setting spray, but again, I normally don't like matte makeup, and the fact that I like the way that I look right now, if I mess it up with a setting spray, I feel like I'm gonna be mad at myself, so I'm just gonna leave it. But I did want to tell you guys what I'm wearing perfume wise. I know you guys love to hear about this, like the extra girly steps. Even though I do so many steps, sometimes when I'm on camera, I feel like I forget to show you. So I've been mixing these two recently. This is a very, very expensive perfume. It's called Delina by Parfums de Marly. This tiny little bottle, it was like $235. It is wildly expensive, but I am very into fragrance. I'm also very into like fragrance TikTok. So when everybody had this in their collection and just based off the way it looks, honestly, I had to go smell it. Smelled it in store in Bloomingdale. You guys, this smells incredible. It smells like roses. It's so feminine. Whenever I'm going on a date or girls' night, this is the perfume I'm wearing. It makes me feel like my highest self. Also, it lasts so long. The projection is insane. Like everybody will smell you wearing this. I do like to mix it with a little something sometimes, just because I do wear it so often. I don't want to get sick of wearing it. So Ellit, I think this brand is called Ellis Brooklyn. They sell it at Sephora, I believe. They came out with this scent. They sent me this one and then the salty one. This smells, I don't know how to describe, it's called Sweet. that's the best way I can describe it. This is a really good layering perfume. I feel like Kylie also has good layering perfumes. This just adds a layer of sweetness. Sometimes this smells very, very floral, like very floral heavy. So by adding this, it kind of adds that depth, like that extra something that you need. Okay, that brings us to the end of today's video. I am extremely happy with the way that my makeup came out. You guys, honestly, like I mentioned, the past 3 days I have been filming back-to-back videos and I have not liked how they came out. And today I decided I'm gonna do a full matte beat on my face and I love it. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk that I would like a matte beat? I genuinely feel like this is gonna last me all day, all night long, and I do not have to worry about it. So I'm gonna pack my lip combo, get my purse and shoes on, and head out the door. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.